In a Blink by Kiki Thorpe. Chapter 2. The girls were standing on an empty beach. Where the fence had been a moment before, waves now curled against the sandy shore. Instead of a house, behind them rose a wall of dense green forest. A rustling overhead made them look up. A flock of pink flamingos was crossing the sky. "I did see flamingos," Lainey murmured. "Are we dreaming?" asked Mia. Kate didn't think it was a dream. She'd never had a dream so sharp and so clear, but just to be sure, she reached out and pinched Mia. "Ow!" Mia rubbed her arm. "Kate!" Kate grinned. "I guess we're not dreaming." "Mia," Gabby complained, "you're squeezing too hard." Mia let go of Gabby's arm, which she'd been gripping tightly. Then she noticed Gabby's cupped palms. "What have you got in your hands?" Mia asked. "A fairy," said Gabby. "Gabby," said Mia, giving her sister a stern look, "what's the rule about fibbing?" "But I do have a fairy. See?" Gabby opened her hands. A real live fairy flew out. The other girls jumped back, startled. "Oh my gosh," Mia gasped. The fairy had curly brown hair and a lemon-yellow glow. She looked as surprised to see the girls as they were to see her. She blinked 3 times. Then, quick as a wink, she darted away. "Come back," Gabby cried. But the fairy didn't stop. They could see her glow zigzagging between the trees. Kate turned to her friends. "Well, don't just stand there." Her heart was pounding with excitement. "Let's follow her." Prilla raced toward Pixie Hollow, flying as fast as her wings would carry her. Right then, she would have given anything to be a fast-flying talent fairy. Of course, Prilla thought unhappily, if I were a fast-flying talent fairy, I wouldn't be in this mess. She rounded a clump of wildflowers, and Tinkerbell's workshop came into view. If anyone could help her, it was Tink. When Prilla burst through the door of the workshop, Tink looked up with a frown. She didn't like to be interrupted when she was working on her pots and pans, but she saw the look on Prilla's face and put down the saucepan she was fixing. "What's wrong?" she asked. "A problem," Prilla replied. "A big, big problem." "Well, bring it to me," said Tink. "Whatever it is, I'm sure I can fix it." "I can't bring it here," Prilla wrung her hands. "Can you come with me?" "Now?" Tink glanced down at her saucepan. "I was just in the middle of—" "It's an emergency," Prilla begged. Tink sighed. "All right," she said. "What is the problem, anyway?" "I think you need to see this for yourself," said Prilla. Grabbing Tink's hand, she pulled her out the door. When they reached the beach, Prilla stopped and hovered in the air. "They were here when I left," she cried. "They?" asked Tink. From far off, the fairies heard a shout. Tink's pointed ears pricked up. "That sounds like clumsies." "That's what I wanted to show you," said Prilla. "Come on." Prilla and Tink followed the voices to the forest, and then Tink got her first look at Prilla's problem. Or 4 problems, to be exact. 4 girls were making their way through the trees. The tallest one led the way. She had freckles, a mop of red hair, and a bouncy walk. The girl walking behind her had big glasses that kept sliding down her nose. A girl with long, curly black hair brought up the rear. She held the hand of a little girl who looked as if she might be her sister. The little girl kept pulling her hand away. Tink stared. The littlest girl had wings. Tink had never seen a clumsy with wings before. "Kate," the girl with the glasses said hesitantly, "do you think maybe we're lost?" The red-haired girl stopped. She put her hands on her hips and looked around. "How can we be lost when we don't even know where we are?" she asked. "I've never seen these clumsies before," Tink whispered to Prilla. "Where did they come from?" Prilla said, squirming a little. "Well, you see, I brought them." "What?" Tink was so shocked her wings missed a beat. She dropped an inch in the air. "I didn't mean to," Prilla said quickly. "It was an accident." Tink pulled on her bangs, as she always did when she was annoyed or confused. Right now, she was both. "Maybe you'd better start from the beginning." "I was on a blink," Prilla explained. Prilla had an unusual talent, even for a fairy. She could visit children anywhere in the world just by blinking. Prilla's talent was very important. By visiting children, she helped keep their belief in fairies alive, and fairies thrived through children's beliefs. Tink nodded. Go on. It was just like any other blink until I tried to come back, Prilla said. When I got to Neverland, the girls were here too. I must have brought them with me. Well, then just bring them back to where they came from, said Tink, crossing her arms. I tried, Prilla said. It didn't work. Oh, Tink, what should I do? Tink sighed. This was the trouble with being a fairy who fixed things. Other fairies came to her with all kinds of problems, and not all of them involved pots and pans. At that moment, the little girl looked up and spotted them. My fairy's back, she cried. She brought a friend, the one with the glasses said. The girl scrambled to get a closer look. Ooh, see her tiny ponytail? And her little leaf dress. Look at the pom-poms on her shoes. She's so cute. I am not cute, Tink exclaimed. Tink had never been very fond of clumsies, except for Peter Pan, of course, and these girls seemed like a particularly silly bunch. Prilla, these girls don't belong in Pixie Hollow. Send them home. But Tink, Prilla began. Just then they heard the whisper of wings. A third fairy appeared in the glen. It was Spring, a messenger. Prilla and Tink float over to her. Come to the home tree at once, Spring told her. What is it? Prilla asked, her heart sinking. Spring glanced at the four girls. Bring your clumsies. The queen wants to have a word with you.